Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today and welcome you to my weekly reading for the week of May 2nd through to the 8th, our first full week into May. Now, if you've seen my angel readings that I did on Friday, you'll know that May, we're anticipating some shifts, some changes, some bumps, and some boings, if you will. It's going to be quite the month. In the middle of the month, actually, in the middle of the end of the month, we have a beautiful full moon coming forward, and it's going to be, kind of shifted a bit because of a full lunar eclipse. Now, lunar eclipses are like a tower event. They can be pretty abrupt. So on top of the amazing divine feminine energy, we have some shifts, some slamming of doors, but what's more, some opportunities that we wouldn't have had without the lunar eclipse. And then we're going to end off the month with Mercury retrograde, kind of adding a cherry on top of some of these already bumpy, twisty roads that we're taking in May. Now, I don't want people to fear what's to come. I want to strengthen things, give you tools, supports, so that you can really use this time to your advantage. We don't want to hide from shifts, from change, from evolution. When we do that, we kind of put our bum in the air and give it free rein to be shot by the universe. Earlier this afternoon, I did my Patreon reading for my Patreon supporters. And that tower, it came forward. We need to work with May, embrace the opportunities that only this time will offer you so that you can get some amazing shifts, take those opportunities, and see the development that you need. Back in 2019, I said this is going to be a decade of foundation building. Well, we're still shaking through all those cobwebs and those pieces that aren't working. We need to get rid of that dead weight so that we can build a foundation that's stronger and high vibrational, that's going to serve you in the long run. It's going to serve you throughout this lifetime and the lifetimes to come. So this week I have chosen, because I actually changed my deck choice as I was getting ready for this afternoon. I wanted the Everyday Witch Tarot. It's got a softer, playful energy, lots of fun colors. We need that gentle playfulness to help us through some shifts and bumps that aren't going to be so much fun. And then we have the Everyday Witch Oracle. I love this combination. It's one of my favorites, just because it does have the beautiful colors, the playfulness. Elizabeth Alba has drawn both these decks, and I love them. They're fantastic. So I'm going to be using these two decks for this week to help kind of shift us into gear, get us going, and, do it in a way that's not so challenging. So without further ado, let's get into this week. What can my friends expect for the week of May 2nd through to the 8th? Now, I should mention next Sunday is Mother's Day. So for all my mom friends out there, happy Mother's Day. It's been a year. I'm going to be doing my weekly reading on Friday, not on Sunday, because it is Mother's Day. I am a mom and I'm going to take the day off. Yay! So just so you guys know that there will be that shift. I am going to be doing my reading on Friday rather than the Sunday. Just so that there's not any any confusion, but just to be very clear, I want to be upfront. Give love. I love this card. I love the little heart candles. I love how the kitties are sharing their milk. That love. It doesn't talk about specifically the love of that specific partner, your twin flame. It's about love. We can share that loving energy with friends, with lovers, with soulmates, with children. That love is there. It just says to give it. The more we put out, of course, the higher our vibration is, because what you put out, the law of karma is going to send back at you. We're also raising the vibration of those around us because they're getting a nice dose of high vibration to them. So the more we give, the more we're going to get back. The higher our vibration is for this week, which will help. Also, it's going to help us to stay more positive. Like I said, I don't want you to fear what's to come. I want you to use it to your advantage. Sure, we know there are going to be some curveballs coming forward, but that just means we need to have a better and bigger mitt to catch them. That preparation, that understanding, and using our tools to our advantage. That's what we need to do. There are opportunities that May is going to offer us. We just need to be mindful. We need to be present. We need to use our tools, our skills to our advantage. Rather than hiding, we need to embrace this time. It's just like Mercury retrograde. I always do my Mercury retrograde readings from a reading, hi Lucian, from a perspective that we can use this time to our advantage. Sure, is it a pain in the hiney? Absolutely. Communication is being disrupted. Technology is being disrupted. We can still use that time to our advantage. We just need to be mindful, we need to be prepared, and we need to use our tools. When we do that, it doesn't matter how challenging the time is. We can use these to our advantage to gain those opportunities. And that's what I want to do in May, because I know May is going to be a bit of a bumpy boo. We want to start off by really focusing in on that love for others, and most importantly, love for self, because it's part of it that we don't always shine. We'd rather give out than to give in. So that loving energy is going to be really important. Let's get into this week. What can my friends expect? Whoa! From the beginning of the week. The Four of Wands. I love this card. Not only is it playful and fun, but it's just got bright colors. That stability, that playfulness, we need it. We need to embrace it. We don't want to focus in on the what ifs, because that's where our ego is going to go. Oh my God, what if? What if this happens? What if this happens? No, we don't want that what if. We don't want to have that victim mentality. We need to embrace this time. Share this time with friends. Share that love. We want to raise our vibration so that we can step through those rites of passage. This week offers you that ability to really shift gears and embrace this time. Use this time wisely. Like I said, we have those curveballs coming forward. Well, that's okay. Curveballs are fun. They're exciting. They're dynamic. We need these opportunities. Without it, we're not going to shift. We're going to stay stagnant and stuck, and it's really not going to be any fun. So the beginning of the week, really focusing in on that fun, that stability, that friends, that your community, that your family is providing you. Highlight it, really connect in and engage, in that loving energy. I know it sounds hokey, but it kind of starts to put things in perspective, helps you to stay in that positive not time frame, but that positive frame of mind. Let's go on to the middle of the week. What can my friends expect from the middle of the week? The Page of Wands. That childlike, innocent, inquisitive energy. We're going to be starting to see some opportunities come forward. We need to keep perspective. Watch these opportunities and start to explore them a bit. See how they fit in your everyday. When we start to acknowledge and work with these opportunities, kind of feel them out a bit, we get a better understanding of them. Not all the opportunities that are going to be offered this week are going to be something that resonates with you, that's going to be something that you feel comfortable with. We have that fiery energy. We need to use that to help to light our way and inspire us. However, we don't want to push ourselves too thin, if that makes any sense. If it's too much, those what ifs, that heartache, that fear, it's going to start to claw you backwards. Our ego is a bear when it comes to new, to different. Take it slow and do it in a manner that you feel comfortable. Oh, I'm glad, Lucian. Sometimes I start talking and I'm like, I think I'm overanalyzing it. If you feel comfortable doing it, you can do it in a slow, steady manner. Now, if the opportunities just feel way too much, ask for the help, guys. Ask your high vibrational support team to lessen it so it's not so much of a leap. You can do it in a stable manner. Your high vibrational support team will be able to support you in making these steps so you're stable and you feel comfortable. Okay? Stability, name of the game. We started out with the Four of Wands. We've gone to the Page. We want this time to light our path forward. We don't want it to burn us out. Okay? So the middle of the week, start exploring them a bit. Look at them. You don't have to do anything. Just kind of reflect into them. See what they're about. It's like if you had a door and you opened it and you looked into a room. Same idea. Look at it. See how it would impact your everyday, how you feel. Then you can make some decisions for your greater good. Not just decisions because, this opportunity arises. Must be the one I take. That is your ego hyper-focusing. Take that step back. Look at the whole path. He's going forward, but backwards. His kitty has found another pathway. This lizard, it's another one of his supports. He's finding another pathway that may not be as evident or predominant. Those pathways are there. We just need to be observant and mindful. Let's go on to the end of the week. What can my friends expect? Apparently a lot from the end of the week. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but my dog is over in the corner snoring. I'd call him, but then he'd want to be on camera. So I apologize if you hear snoring. It's my dog. He's quite the dog, if you will. The Ten of Swords. Oh, good. I'm not too sure how sensitive that camera is, because I know that sometimes when I was doing my filming on the table, if he was too close, because he's got a short little nose, he snores a lot, and it gets noisy, and it's a little bit ridiculous. So back to the end of the week. The Ten of Swords. That heartache and pain, that fear is coming forward. We are really good at beating ourselves up. We like to play victim. We like to recoil and stick our bum in the air. Like I said, not exactly a good thing to do when we know May is going to be a bit of a shifter of a month. That heartache and pain, part of what we need to be working on in this month is releasing some of this, because it's holding us back. We're not able to embrace our day as fully as we should. And we're all carrying this. Some of us have more swords from this lifetime than past. Some of us have more swords than 10. We need to start to release this so that we can go forward. We don't want this heartache, this pain, this fear to slow us down anymore. We're missing out on these opportunities. We know we have, because this keeps coming forward. We need to learn from these lessons, this information, break patterns, which I know so much easier said than done, so we can move forward, so that we are feeling stronger. We feel, more joyous. We have more abundance with us. With the 10, jump the King of Cups, that control. We need that control. Like I said, we don't want to play victim anymore, because victim leaves us here. We don't move forward. We miss the opportunities. We don't feel as joyous. We don't have that abundance right at hand. Our vibration stays low. If we start to take control of that fear, that heartache, and use it to fuel us rather than cause that stagnation, we're going to be able to be more successful in breaking patterns and embracing opportunities. And it's hard, I know, really hard to do, because fear can be debilitating. Again, we take it at our own pace. This is not a race. It's not like, if you get to this point in your life, you win. Well, no. You get to a point, and then it's literally a turning point. Which way do you go? We've signed up to learn and to experience in this lifetime. Well, there's no winner. It's just, what knowledge are you learning from? What knowledge are you going to carry forward? And what you're going to experience. And yes, we do sign up to experience both joy and pain. And everything in between. If you have those two as a continuum, we sign up for it. Why we do that at the time, I'm sure it seems like a great idea. But we do sign up for it. Lucian, it took you almost 49 years to understand that? Yeah. I work with people who have terminal diseases. I've worked with people who have had to overcome some pretty hard crap. And they're like, why? And I'm like, because you signed up for it. They don't like that response. Know that you signed up for it and learn from it. Sure, you can take experience and just wallow in it. Know that you will do it again. There's something that you want to experience and learn at a deep level. There are pivotal points in our life that we sign up for, similar to that of our birth. To the T, we sign up for that. It's one of the few things that we have a lot of control over. Timing on other things will be impacted by lots of stuff. Yep. So you may sign up for something like a certain diagnosis. Well, that will come in multiple ways. So you might say, okay, as a child, I want to sign up for cancer. And yes, people do. Why? I don't know. Sometime during a specific gateway, it will be diagnosed. It goes down again because we sign up for things. We have other elements in play because we're impacted by other people's right of free will. So when people say, oh, I'm a psychic and I can tell you what's going to happen exactly. No. You can tell people what's going to happen should choices be continuing on the same pathway. At any given point, if you or another individual makes a choice that is out of the norm, you break that pathway. We have many of them. And this isn't a good pathway card, but in this certain card, it shows pathway. There are multiple pathways with multiple intersections. No, you cannot change other people's free will. The only thing that you can change is you. You cannot change other people's free will. You're right, Lucian. So we'll sign up for different things, and during a timeline, it will be picked up. For instance, like childhood cancer, between a certain age range, you will be diagnosed. Or if missed, your life pathway could end and you go again, if you will, you reincarnate. So yes, free will cannot be trampled upon. So we do sign up for things, and there are pivotal points. And sometimes it is in that heartache realm. We need to learn from it so that we're not revisiting it. It's that deja vu thing. We go through different experiences or events and we're like, haven't I done this before? The answer is probably yeah, in another lifetime. We need to start to break patterns that aren't serving us. They're not high vibrational. That's why more and more of us are being able to step into the light and step into our power, because we've had a lot of lifetimes like this where we're like, and we stop, stumble, and revert. We regress, we reincarnate, and we do it all over again. We've learned, we've broken patterns. We break patterns, and it does not matter at what point in your life. If you learn that lesson, it's like, check, next. And the craziest thing is that you can learn lessons in a non-specific order. So you may have signed up to do, this many tasks. You have a little check sheet. You can go through and start checking ones off because you've learned that lesson. You've broken that pattern. You've taken that knowledge and you work it. Diagnosed at 47. I'm not getting that yours was a childhood onset. It can be an adult onset. I just use children because children are considered, anywhere under 16, 18. But yes, illnesses, we say, okay, I would like the following things. Physical pain is another one. You can sign up for it, or it can be trauma brought on by past experiences. Oh, no, it was, sorry, it cut off, Lucian. Oh, it wasn't. No, that's too far. I've had people who sign up for childhood stuff that were diagnosed like in their early 20s. That can be a missed one. But physical pain can be a past experience. I've worked with people who have past trauma on their necks. And it's just broken necks in past lifetimes. We're able to heal stuff like that. Knees, any joint issues can be from past lifetimes, not necessarily something you sign up for. That's what makes this such an exciting time to live in. We can take control of it. We can make choices for our greater good. Take the knowledge for knowledge's sake. It may have a lot of emotion to it. It may be really hard to deal with, but we learn from it. Rather than sticking our head in the sand and putting our bum in the air and go, no, I'm not going to do it, we start to take control. We start to heal from it, learn from it, and move forward. Full hip replacement. Yeah. It's crazy. Asthma can also be another thing that a lot of people were drowned. So asthma, that respiratory shift. Yeah. There's a lot of things that we're carrying. And the biggest piece though, guys, is that we are able to shift it. That's the craziest thing. We're able to learn from it. We're able to use modern science, which if you look at modern science, a lot of it is backed up in that woo-woo stuff. We have energetical healings on different levels. We are starting to go back into some of that insight and knowledge that we've kind of lost, well, not faith, but we've lost along the way. In my angel reading on Friday, Archangel Haniel came up. And that's exactly what she's helped us with, is starting to reconnect in with wisdom and insight, especially around that medicinal healing and those healing endeavors that are going to help us. I love how the different readings start to link into each other because it matters. We matter and we're a complex being. So one reading once in a while isn't going to be enough. We need to make sure that we have the ability to do multiple viewings of it. So we know that we need to learn from this, start to take control of our emotions. I know it's easier said than done. However, if we base it in that love, it's going to be a lot easier. Let's look at what the challenge is. I've talked a bit about the ego, where we're going to be looking at the heartache, the pain, the fear, that stagnation. But let's see what else is there. What challenge will my friends face for the week of May 2nd through the 8th? The Hanged Man, the 12th card in the Major Arcana. Let it go, guy. Many of us get caught up in taking control of aspects and pieces that we really can't control very well. And even when we do take control, we're leading ourselves in circles. Taking that deep breath, being open to the high vibrational beings for support, being open to the universe. When we open ourselves up, we gain that guidance that we need so that we are taking control of aspects that not only we can take control of, but will serve us, rather than taking control of our life and then finding out that we keep just circling into the same pattern because we're not taking the opportunities that are all around us and we're not learning from our experience. Both of these are going to go hand in hand throughout this week and, well, the weeks and months to come. The more we're open to this insight, these ahas, the more we're going to be able to use our skills and our abilities. We're going to gain more insight on what we can and have always been able to do. And of course, where that pathway we need to go forward on. Easy ways to open yourself up, because a lot of us are like, great, how the heck do you do that? Is through meditation, because you're taking off that driver's seat, that cap, and you're taking that pause. You're pausing, you're loving you, because you're focusing in and taking control of one thing that you can always control, that breath. Taking control of your breath slows your heart rate. It starts to balance out your brain, so you're not firing from the side that you have a tendency to focus in on in favor. Or worse, if you're letting your ego, who's located back here, take control. You're able to use both parts of your brain to make better choices for you, create resolution and conclusions that are in your greater good. And then also you're feeling amazing because you're not doing those short, shallow breaths. Physically, you have the oxygen in your blood system, so you feel more empowered, more energetic, and you feel amazing. So I have a number of meditations on both playlists that can help you with calming that system. Any of them will do it. Any meditation will support you in opening yourself up. Mine are guided because they remind you to breathe. A lot of us struggle on that attention to stay focused for a certain amount of time on breath or on a task at hand. That's why I have so many. And during May, I'm creating a third playlist to help us even more. Another directive that has come forward in the last week or so, I'm still formulating it, so I can't tell you much more than that because I don't know. It's something that I need to sit down and meditate on. Oh, I love my life sometimes. So I don't know I do it now while showering and while walking. Yes, absolutely. If you set intention, and it's one of my favorite tricks to tell my clients and my students, is that when you're showering or taking a bath, set intention, ask for help, break down the free will, break down the law of free will, because the high vibrational beings can't come in and support you unless you ask. So set the intention that you're using this time for you, you're healing you, and that any and all high vibrational beings who want to support you for your greater good can come and help you. You can do that while you're showering. You can do that while you're sleeping. Easy ways to start to take control. Ask for the help. Open yourself up. See what else we can help you out with here. What blessings can my friends embrace for the week of May 2nd through to the 8th? Whoa. First one, Earth Magic. I love this card. Well, I love all of them, but the Earth Magic just reminds us of that need for stability. Reminds us that we have an energy source that can help ground us, that can help protect us when things get a bit challenging. It's again up to us to be present and mindful to connect in. And it's so easy to do. Let's be honest. The earth, well, it's all around us. One of the ways that I encourage people, of course, is through crystals. This is tiger iron. It is a fantastic grounding crystal. And that grounding, that stability is really needed. And you're going to need it throughout May, especially as we get into the lunar eclipse and into Mercury retrograde. So things like carrying the polished crystals with you. You can use crystal jewelry, easy ways to bring it with you. Other ways that don't cost a lot of money and can be easily accessed is stuff that we have around the house. So people a lot of times will have potted plants. Put your hands on the dirt, touch the dirt. It automatically starts to connect you in. You feel that stability, that coolness. If you don't have potted plants, you can use salt. Most of us have salt in our kitchen, differing degrees. It doesn't matter what kind of salt, but you can put your fingers in it. Take it into your hands and feel that stability. You can also use cinnamon, marjoram, thyme, any of those spices that we normally have in our kitchen to our advantage. We can put them in teas. You can put them in baths. If you have like a tea ball, you can put them in there and put it in the water. That earthy scent. You can put little pots of cinnamon around your house. Again, that earthy scent. Yep, perfect. Some people really do connect into that magic element, others not always. We have the ability to set intention, we have the ability to make choices and take control on how we respond and what we do. That is a control that we can really embrace. Water magic. We just talked about that. So, water is a fantastic element to cleanse. Showering, bathing, well, we all do it. Not everybody's a bubble bath person, but that doesn't mean you can't use that water to your advantage. Making sure that we, like I said, set intention before we bathe. Make sure that we have plenty of water that we're intaking. Many of us are functioning from a dehydrated perspective. We're not nourishing that inner self. Water cleanses us, body, mind, and soul. We just need to use it to our advantage and be mindful. Again, taking that control. So, woo! Let's end off on any further insight, wisdom, and guidance that we can share with my friends for the week of May 8th, or 2nd through the 8th. The Four of Swords, reminding us that we need to take care of ourselves, that rest, that rejuvenation, that love for self. When we nurture us, we really strengthen us. We have the Four of Swords, the Four of Wands. When you see that multiple four, the angels are reminding you to focus in on your foundation and on that grounding. Really reinforcing what the cards are already saying. That grounding, that foundation, it's important. Part of that foundation, of course, is our physical, spiritual, and emotional selves. Many of us are feeling taxed and overwhelmed. So again, setting those intentions, taking time for us. Can be easier said than done, I know. However, still an important element. So should you decide to take 30 minutes and do a meditation, you decide to take a few minutes and have that extra hot bubble bath. Pieces that are going to fit for you, that you enjoy doing. That's going to help you rejuvenate and strengthen you. The Seven of Cups. Really reconfirming how there are going to be a lot of choices that we're going to be bombarded with. We're not going to know which of these cups are going to support us. Know that at any time, these cups can and will support us. We just need to know which one feels more comfortable for us so that we can embrace it fully. And just so you guys know, there is no right or wrong answer. It's not like you're going to say, okay, so it's the third cup to the left. Yeah, that's the one you have to take. And if you take any of the other ones, you fail. No, these are learning opportunities. Whatever choice you make, whichever path you choose, it's going to be okay. Again, that's your ego. Your ego saying, oh, well, what if we fail? Anytime you have that question of what if anywhere in that question or statement, it's going to be your ego. So what if you choose one that's going to, give you more resistance or more challenge? You have the opportunity to learn and to grow and thrive. It's not a yes, no. It's just which opportunity, which choice is going to bring you some connection, some fulfillment and movement. They're all going to give you knowledge. They're all going to give you some level of understanding. Know that some of the cups, of course, are going to circle you back. If that should happen, you're not breaking patterns. You're not challenging yourself enough. I would encourage you to write down the choices and your opportunities. Talk about that fear. Label it. Because if you end up back to where you're at, you know that you didn't engage in an opportunity that may have stretched you a bit, but would help you break the patterns, the challenges. That knowledge, it's going to help you give more insight to who you are. Allowing people in your life to help support you. Absolutely. We drew the Four of Wands right at the beginning. That's support. It's a balancing act, right? You gain that support from them. You also give it to them. It's a give and take. It should be a balanced relationship. The Empress. The third card in the major arcana. The abundance, that fertility. Reminding you, it's not all doom and gloom, guys. These opportunities, they are there. The more grounded you are, the more open you are to them, the more they're going to be, well, fruitful and bear that abundance that you need. It's not, like I said, I don't want people to fear the upcoming challenges. We need to use them to our advantage. And finally, the Two of Cups. I love this connection. It's just so cute. The kitty's sharing his fish. That sharing, loving bond. We started the whole reading off with giving love. And I encouraged you at that time that we have to give to ourselves. The Two of Cups isn't indicating to me that external relationship. We have that covered in the Four of Wands. This is about the relationship, that balance and understanding you have with you. We have the Four of Swords here that talks about that rest and rejuvenation. We need to build up and strengthen that relationship we have with self, balancing out our energies within us. We all carry divine masculine and divine feminine, that masculine feminine energy balance. It doesn't matter what gender you identify with. We all have it. It's important that we take that time and balance us out. Hi, Zia. Thanks for joining us. So that balance within is going to really help strengthen you so you feel able to take these opportunities. You're going to see them more clearly because you're going to start to turn the Hanged Man from an obstacle to an ally, which opens up even more opportunities because we have the high vibration. We have that high vibrational support. The tarot deck is the Everyday Witch Tarot, and then I have the Everyday Witch Oracle. I love these decks. They speak so well. They're gentle, yet, well, as you can see, pretty direct. So that connection, that's part of what we're looking at. We're healing us, breaking patterns, and strengthening that relationship. That's when you're going to see those abundances and those kind of aha celebration, those rite of passage points come forward. And they're not going to come forward and steamroll us. It's going to feel really, well, fun and supportive. It's going to be like those, oh, finally got it. Yay moments. Okay. So that is my reading for my friends who are joining me later. I'm going to add on now and answer any questions that I have from my friends who are joining me on the chat. I know that Lucian and I have been having a little bit of a chat too. Zia, you're welcome to join in and chime in and ask questions. It's kind of the perks of live readings that you can ask the questions. And I'm going to let my friends know also next week, because it is Mother's Day on Sunday, I'm doing my reading on Friday for the group. Zia, I'm interested in how to connect to the new deck. Do you have a new deck, or are you trying to connect with this deck? Sorry, I'll let Zia answer that question. I like to be able to sit down and have a bit of a chat. I can pull clarifiers. I can just tell you. I can pull a card, or I can just tell you what the week is going to bring. Oh, you have a new deck? Yay! Easy. Play with it. I have a Tarot 101 on how to connect with your new deck. But the easiest way is to take your deck and start to work with it. I always take and put it into the 5 suits. So your major arcana, swords, wands, cups, and pentacles. And look at the imagery. Which ones catch your attention, which ones don't. And even with older decks, I encourage my clients and students to pull them out and put them in the 5 suits. So you can make sure you still have all your cards. If other people have touched your cards, or if you have pets or kids, cards can go missing. So that would be my first thing. I do, like I said, I've got a Tarot 101. I think it's like Getting Started Now or something like that. And it will talk about how you can cleanse and charge your deck, how you can start to play with it a bit. Does anybody have any other questions? Tarot related, week related? For those who are just coming. Oh, sorry, Lucian, you can't see anybody else's chat. I'm not sure. I'll just read it as it comes out. But yes, I don't know how the chat works for you guys on a live feed or not. All I can say is that I can see it on the side of my screen, but I'm also the controller. Oh, you're welcome, Zia. Which deck did you get? I love new decks. Hence why you keep seeing the unboxing videos. I'm like, ooh, look, new deck. But yeah, I'll leave it open for a little bit longer if someone has other questions about what to expect in the next week, which is pretty good, actually. When I was getting ready and doing things, I was told that May is going to be a bit of a bear, but it's going to bring so much to us, so much growth, so many opportunities. We just need to be able to embrace it a bit. All right, so no one is chatting in anything. If you are in the middle of typing something feverishly, you can just email it to me and I will definitely answer it. Like I said, next week I'll be doing my weekly reading on Friday in the afternoon. And then also in May, sometime in the middle of the month-ish, I'm not too sure, I have to still create it, but there will be a 3rd meditative playlist, or at least a tool playlist. The Modern Witch Tarot. Nice. You were gifted 3 decks? Oh, you are very lucky. I love getting decks. I love decks. Some girls collect shoes. I collect decks. So there will be another tool playlist coming in. I'm still trying to figure that one out. So that will come in May, especially as we are looking at the lunar eclipse and then also Mercury retrograde. All right, so I will be doing that. And there's also a Tarot 101 coming out this week. And I'm exploring the major arcanas this week. And either late this week, early next week, I will have another healing meditation coming up. So that's what the next week looks like. So I hope to see you guys on Friday. If not, connect in. I will have the reading posted, like always. And then I'll also have those other things coming forward. But I want to thank you guys for joining me today. A health question. Lucian, why don't you email me your health question and I will answer it? And my first deck. Making me Sorry, because the one I started was making me feel, or making me myself, and it was much easier to connect. Oh, so you had connection problems with the first deck. If you're having connection problems, go back and check into my Tarot 101s. Okay. It will help with connecting in. If you're learning tarot, I always suggest the original Rider-Waite, because so many of them are based off of it. So the original cards, they may not be as pretty, but they're the original, and they are if you're going to start with something like this. Some people feel uncomfortable with this. It's the energies that your deck is holding, and then you can clear the deck and start to connect in with it. Some of the imagery people say is outdated, but yeah, especially watch the video on the major arcana this week, and I talk about one of the big ones. Yeah, if you have questions, just feel free to email me. Okay. All right, guys. Oh, you made one yourself. Oh, fantastic. If you're making a deck, Zia, I'd love to know about it. I love decks. So, but yeah. And I know you're trying to type and listen at the same time. You can always just email me and I will definitely respond. All right. Okay, guys. So I will talk to you guys. Lucian, email me. I will answer your question. And Zia, if you have any questions about tarot, just email me as well. All right. And for my other viewers who are probably going, what the heck? This is how I enjoy connecting in. Okay. So I'm going to see everybody throughout the following week and my other stuff. And I'll have my live reading on Friday. All right. You guys take it easy this week and enjoy this week. I will see you guys tomorrow.